For the first part of our design, let's create our text for the poster and change the color of our frame. So to do this, first, click onto our frame layer, which is the A4-1. Look on the design panel, scroll all the way down to fill, click on the fill box, click the color picker, and choose a color from your color scheme to use. Once done, close the color box and we're ready for the next step. Let's add a title to our poster. Go to the text tool and click and drag near the top of your frame a text box for you to add your title. You will notice that the typing cursor is very small. So before we start typing anything, let's do a rough change in the size of our text. Go to the text box, options on the right, click on the arrow down, and let's choose a default size of maybe around 64. Once done, after waiting a short while, you should see the typing cursor appear again, this time bigger. Now this is a good size for us to start typing before we do amendments. Let's type our title, which is Recycle. Now we're going to modify the text a bit more by choosing our own font, and if you need to change the size, you can still do so. To do that, click and drag behind your word all the way to the first letter. This is how you highlight text. Next, click onto the first box under text options. This is the name of your font or handwriting. Click on it and use the arrow key on your keyboard to go up or down to choose a font that you like. Once you are happy with it, you can change the size if you think that the size is not right. If not, you can move on, but before that, do a central alignment so that our text falls nicely in the middle of the page. I realize that my text is a bit small, so I'm going to change the font size maybe a little bigger. Okay, now I'm ready to continue my next text. I'm going to add a body text under the title. So to do that, go to the text tool and draw another text box by clicking and dragging below the title. You will notice that the default typing cursor will be a very big size, so we want to make the body text smaller. So what you can do is either set it to a size of 30 something or 60 something. So let's go with 30 first. Wait a while and you should see the typing cursor appear with the estimated size. Now let's add our text. So what we're going to do is a reminder. So remember to clean your items before recycling. And the next note we're going to add is to tell people what we can recycle. Here are things you can recycle. Now, if your texts are too big and not enough space for your pictures, remember you can also click and drag over your text to highlight them from the start or the end. Change the font size to something smaller. And put it arranged nicely into the middle of the design by dragging the text box. Okay, now that we have finished our body text under the title, we're going to add in 3 more lines of body text for the different designs in our poster. To do this, go back to the text tool and draw a text box where you wish to put your next words. So I'm going to put my words over on the right side for the first design. So this will be on metals. So I'm going to write metals like, and I can fill in the metal that I want. For example, aluminum cans. Finish. I'm going to just copy this box, Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, pull out, put it at the next area where I want to put my next text, double click the text and change it to my next item. After metals, we're going to talk about plastics. So plastics like, what kind of plastics? Fill in your own, or you can follow me and write water bottles. Finish, we're going to copy paste this again on this bottom part of the page. So Ctrl C, Ctrl V, pull out and put it at the bottom. Double click the text and change to your last word. So now we're going to talk about paper. So paper like, what kind of paper? You can just fill it in. I'm going to say newspapers or old newspapers. Okay, once done, we are ready to move on to the design.